It's just so easy. What you need TV.
How you doing? Hey, sir, how you doing? Right in front of you. Billy, right in front of you.
No, Billy, look out. Billy.
Thank you, guys. Billy, right by the poster.
Billy, look this way.
I'm Billy up here. Billy, up here.
Billy, look up a little bit. Yes, right there.
Billy, up here. Billy. I'm Billy. We got a quick 2-shot, guys.
Let's back up for a second. Here looks good. Over here, guys. Over this way. Girl in the middle. Look at this. Perfect.
Hey, guys, everybody.
Here we go. Be prepared. We're just
Billy in the middle.
Everyone to the far end of the right, please. Dead center point, please. And that's right here, cheer.
See, Billy works on about 60 notes. Great answer. Steve back here. Prince is supposed to be here.
And she alright, gentlemen? And Mr. Thornton. Thank you, guys.
So the real trick is to not be daunted. The real trick is to realize how much one person can do in the world and really make a difference. And there's a lot of just real obvious things in this movie. Kiva.org, and people see this movie, there's a lot of solutions in the movie. Kiva, which is a micro-lending group, KIVA.org. People go to Kiva, they see this movie, and I get emails every day by the stacks from people saying, my new favorite thing in life is loaning my young Kiva. Well, how hard was that? It's 5 minutes, you know, and you get the money back. So the solutions are there. It's just you get connected to them.
And then, Billy Bob, let me ask you this: it's boys, for celebrities, there are so many causes that are thrown your way and saying, "Hey, will you stand behind this?" Talk to us a little bit about the process of finding ones that you'll get behind, because there are a lot of causes, but sort of like Turk was talking about, can't solve all the world's problems. So how do you choose, and what draws you to one piece at a time tonight?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, Turk promised me a part in the movie, which I didn't get. And
the sequel.
So the sequel, okay. No, honestly, because I respect and admire this guy for what he does. A lot of people talk big and don't do much about it. And here's a guy who went out for 3 years of his life and did this. And you got to support somebody like that. Like he said, you start small. You start with yourself. The things that I support are usually things that aren't public. I just kind of either put my money where my mouth is, or I support. In other words, this is not an event right here with every celebrity in the world at it.
Sure.
Well, who? Me and Steve Prince?
And, you know, and the connections, it's interesting, though, but you and Steve Prince and me and Dennis Quaid, what do we all have in common? We made movies together. We all made The Alamo together. We all made Friday Night Lights together, and we've all worked together as actors. And everybody has other things they care about besides their acting work. So that's really where the bond came from originally.
Well, you sort of touched on something interesting, though, that there are a lot of celebrities sort of, it seems at times you wonder if they're playing to the spotlight and getting behind a cause for that reason. You talked about doing a lot of stuff that people don't see. Is that ever sort of tough? Because whenever you choose the humble route and do it so that it's out of the spotlight, you don't get a ton of credit for it, and you're not always in the news for that. So talk a little bit about just saying, I'm going to do the right thing, whether it's covered or not.
Well, first of all, if you're doing it for credit, you're doing it for the wrong reason to start with. But I have to defend celebrities who do the big causes in our public, because they also, one way or the other, whether it's public or not public, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, as long as you're doing something, that's great. I do have to say, though, sometimes when you hit people over the head too much, if it's a big broad thing, for instance, if you make a movie about racism, for instance, racists probably won't come. if you blow your horn about it. But if you sneak one in there that's really about it, and people come to that independent film that really gets to people, all of a sudden the cards and letters come and minds start getting changed. That's what Turk's film is. Turk's film goes out there in a very easy way and just says, look, here's what it is. I'm just showing you what it is. And we're all people. You see these people? problem's obvious. I don't have to have any bells and whistles on this. It speaks for itself.
Yeah. Hey, and sir, just one more quick question here. You don't want to put any kind of a damper on the night, though. I mean, this is a movie about hope and inspiration. People can get involved. But whenever you're out there, you take years out to do this, there had to have been some pretty tough circumstances that you saw firsthand. What was kind of the toughest thing that shook you after you recorded?
Well, you see a lot of hard circumstances everywhere you go, but I'll tell you what, people see this film, one of the first things they ask me is they say, all those kids are living in all those terrible conditions that you're working with in Kenya or in Ethiopia or in Bangladesh. They were also happy. I can't smile like that, and I got a big house, and I got a family, and my life is really good. I can't smile that big. Why are they so happy? So it's not like we have everything and they have nothing. And there's things that they have as well. They have family, and they have people around them. They're living in tough circumstances, but we have things to learn from them as well. And so there's one thing that's happening. Tough circumstances for me. You would think if 5 continents, 20 countries shoot, most of it solo, that if I was going to break my leg, it wouldn't have been in this country, but the shoot where I broke my leg, which is part of the movie, was actually in the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Really?
Which is a terrible place to break your leg.
Your own homeland turned its back on you. What happened?
Well, I was filming in the front of the camera boat with a camera in a waterproof case over the front of the boat in the rapids, and I got a little air when we went up on the face of a wave. 6 hours downstream with a double compound fracture. How's that for?
Wow.
So the stuff overseas didn't seem so bad after that.
It's just so easy. What you need